Hello, thank you for watching. This is a video about the human lightning rod. Let's begin. The human lightning rod, part 1. What is the probability of being struck by lightning? Studies have shown that in a lifespan of 80 years, the probability of being struck by lightning is 1 in 10,000. So being struck by lightning is indeed a very rare event. Not to mention being struck 7 times. That's exactly what happened to Roy Sullivan. Roy was a park ranger in the United States. In the span of 36 years, from the age of 30 to 65, Roy was struck by lightning seven different times and survived. He was injured all 7 times, and his hair was set on fire 5 times. Again, the human lightning rod. What is the probability of being struck by lightning? Studies have shown that in a lifespan of 80 years, the probability of being struck by lightning is 1 in 10,000. So being struck by lightning is indeed a very rare event. Not to mention being struck 7 times. That's exactly what happened to Roy Sullivan. Roy was a park ranger in the United States. In the span of 36 years, from the age of 30 to 65, Roy was struck by lightning 7 different times and survived. He was injured all 7 times, and his hair was set on fire 5 times. Okay, let's explain what we have just read. The human lightning rod. This is a lightning rod, okay, here, okay? Tall buildings, even apartment buildings have them, so that lightning doesn't hit actually the building, but it hits the rod, which then gets grounded into the earth, okay? So that is a lightning rod, okay? If you live in a building, probably your building also has a lightning rod, okay? So Roy Sullivan was called the human lightning rod, okay? What is the probability of being struck by lightning? Well, this is lightning, okay? Number 1, let's talk about that. That is lightning. And what is the probability of being struck by one? Probability means chances, your chance, okay, right? Or another word is odds, right? So what is the probability? What is the chance? What are the odds? Okay, right? So these are all words that mean probability, chance, odds. Okay, odds have to, the word odds has to be used in the plural all the time. So what is the probability, chance, odds? Okay, so when we're talking about probability, chances, and odds, we're talking about things like, like this, right? 1 in 200, or something like that. 1 in 1000, whatever it is, right? Yeah, that is the probability. Or I guess you could write it like this in math class, right? Yes. Okay. So what is the probability? Now this word probability is not difficult because you probably know already the word probably, right? This word is probably. Oops. Probably, like that, right? And now all I'm asking you to do is do probability, right? Yes. So instead of probably, you're gonna say probability. Okay, probability. So what is the probability of being struck by lightning? So being struck, to be struck, that is passive, 被动, right? To be struck is to be hit. To be impacted, that is a word that you also know, right? So what is the probability of being struck, being hit, being impacted by lightning? Studies have shown that in a lifespan, okay, of 80 years, the probability of being struck by lightning is 1 in 10,000. Lifespan, well, your life is, your life, and then span is the period of time. So a lifespan is a span is a period of time, right? So in the time of your life of 80 years, okay? So in the lifespan, in the time of your life of 80 years, okay, the probability of being struck by lightning is 1 in 10,000. All right, so 1 in 10,000, okay, is 1 in 10,000. Or you can write it as 1 divided by 10,000. That is the same thing, okay? So the probability is 1 in 10,000 in 80 years. Not, if you walked out right now, it would not be 1 in 10,000, okay? If you walked out right now, that is way, the probability is way lower. This is if you lived 80 years, and in your lifespan of 80 years, when you were born to when you're 80 years old, the probability of being struck by lightning one time is 1 in 10,000, okay? So being struck by lightning is indeed a very rare event, okay? So we have the word indeed. Indeed means to tell the truth. So if I say something is indeed, so for example, I say, oh wow, this food is indeed delicious. That means this food, to tell the truth, this food is delicious. Okay, if I say, oh look, this man, teacher Daniel, is indeed handsome, you're saying, to tell the truth, he is handsome. Okay, very good. So so being struck by lightning is indeed, to tell the truth, a very rare event. What is rare? Rare means low probability, right? So rare just means low probability. So, seeing a rainbow is a rare event. Seeing a rainbow is a low probability event. Okay, rare just means low probability. Okay, all right. So, being struck by lightning is a rare event, is indeed a rare event, not to mention, okay, right? Not to mention being struck 7 times. So not to mention means it is even more unlikely. right? Yes. So not to mention means it is even more serious than the thing I said before. All right. So in Chinese, I'll just write it in Chinese. It's easier. Okay. So 更不用说 right? Yes. So that's what it means, right? And what does that mean? It means it is even more or less than what I said before, right? Yes. So more or less than whatever I said before, right? So what I said before was low probability. So not to mention means it is even lower, right? In probability, right? So not to mention, lower means less than, right? So not to mention means less than what I said before, less than rare, right? Right. So it is less than rare, okay? Right, being struck 7 times, okay? That's exactly what happened to Roy Sullivan, okay? Exactly means that is in fact, okay? Once again, to tell the truth, okay? Or in fact, okay, that is to tell the truth. In fact, what happened to Roy Sullivan? Roy was a park ranger. Now, a park ranger is a park ranger. Okay, we don't have them in Taiwan, but a park ranger is a police officer whose job, okay, is to look after forests and parks, okay, national parks. All right. So police officer uh, who works oops, in national parks. So we have let's say, I don't know, Alishan 国家公园, whatever. And then of course, if we had park rangers, there would be police officers whose job is to go into the national park, go into the 国家公园, and then, you know, make sure the animals are okay, make sure people are not cutting down the trees or killing the animals, okay? Park rangers, okay? So that's not important, but just so that you know what a park ranger is. So Roy Sullivan was a park ranger in the United States. In the span, here's the word span again, in the period of time, right? In the span of 36 years, from the age of 30 to 65, Roy was struck by lightning 7 different times, okay? And survived, obviously. If he didn't survive, he would be struck once, right? Well, the last time that he was struck, it could have killed him, but it didn't. Okay, all right. By the way, I forgot to mention, we are using the word struck in the passive, in the 被动, right? Yes. So again, once again, he was struck by lightning. I could have said lightning struck him 7 times, but we're doing it in the passive, okay? So Roy was struck 7 times, different times, okay? 7 different times, and survived. He was injured. Oh, look at that. Injured just means hurt, okay? Right? So he was injured, he was hurt, all 7 times. So I think the first time he lost his toenail, right? Like his the nail, the nail, what am I doing? The nail on his toe, okay? And then, well, he was hurt all 7 times. He's injured, he was hurt, Once again, we're using it as a passive voice, right? He was injured, hurt all 7 times. Injured means hurt. I just put this picture up here because I think it's very cute. And his hair was set on fire. His hair was set on fire 5 times. So in the 7 times that he was struck by lightning, his hair caught fire, was set on fire 5 times. Again, we're using this as a passive 被动 to be set on fire, right? Yes, I could have said lightning set his hair on fire, but again, we're doing this in the past tense. In the passive voice. Okay, so that is the explanation of the human lightning rod. Okay, so let's go over the main vocabulary. Okay, strike. Okay. Hey man, I think I forgot a word. Yes. Indeed, rare and not to mention. Rare and not to mention. Yes. Not to mention. Forgot that. Very good. Thank you. So here it is. Strike, passive, be struck. As in, for example, let's say, you're playing basketball in school and a ball hits you in the face. It impacted you on your head. It hits you in the head. So I could say your head, you were struck by a ball, right? Yes. So someone was struck by something. Okay, that is the passive voice. Okay, very good. We have here lightning. I think that is self-explanatory. This is lightning. Okay, lightning, by the way, is non-countable, so you cannot say lightnings. You cannot say that. So just lightning. Doesn't matter how many you see. There is a 量词, there is a countable, there's a count word for lightning. It's called the bolt of lightning, right? A bolt of lightning, okay? And right, a bolt of lightning. We'll talk about that later with the word bolt, okay? A bolt of lightning, okay? And then with that, you can count lightning. And you can say 2 bolts of lightning, okay? All right, probability. Probability is just this, right? Whatever, right? Yes, 1 in 1,000, something like that, whatever, okay? The probability, right? You guys talk about that in math class, I'm sure, okay? And the way to use the word probability is the probability of something is, and then whatever number, okay, 1 in 2,000, whatever, 200, okay. Right. So the probability of something, and this requires a noun, right? Yes. So usually it's like the probability of being struck by lightning. Here, some event, something, or here actually you can also insert a sentence, right? So I can say the probability of a bird pooping on you is how much? So this is a very good sentence to learn because it's very versatile. You can insert here a noun or a sentence, okay? A span is a period of time, okay? So usually in the way that you will use this word is in the span of how much time, and then something happened. For example, I can say, let's say in the span of 1 minute, and then I can say I sneezed, 打喷嚏, 10 times, let's say. Okay, that would be an example of how to use the word span. In the span of how much time? Okay, indeed, to tell the truth. Okay, so I say, someone is beautiful. Okay, let's say, Zhou Ziyu, whatever, or, you guys like the girl Rose now, whatever. Okay, so, and all I gotta do is add the word indeed, which is 副词, an adverb. So Rose is indeed beautiful, right? And that just means she's very beautiful. To tell the truth, she is beautiful. Rare, right? Rare means low probability. That's something that doesn't happen a lot. Something that happens actually the opposite of a lot, which is it seldom happens, right? Yes, okay. And that's why we have the word rarely, right? Okay. So rare. What is an example of the word rare? Okay. So rare is an adjective. So, we can say something like something is a rare, and then, rare event, right? Yes. So if it is a happening, right? So for example, rainbows are rare events. I could do plural, right? Yes. A rainbow is a rare event, or a eclipse, right? Where the sun blocks the moon blocks the sun. That is a rare event. Or not, I don't know. Maybe it's not a rare event, but something is a rare event, or some things are rare events. Okay, and this would be a very common way that you would use the word rare. Okay. All right. Not to mention, the easiest way to explain it is to just say the Chinese, because it is a near perfect near perfect translation, 更不用说,更不用提, right? Yes. All right. So, something is bad, not to mention something worse, right? Yes, something like that, right? Or something is good, not to mention something even better, right? So if it's good, then 后面那一句 will be even better, right? I'll give you an example, right? So if I say winning $1,000 is good, not to mention winning $1 million, right? That's very simple, right? Okay. And the opposite is true. If I say something negative, then it's something is bad, and then not to mention something is even more bad. Okay. So not to mention. Okay. So not to mention. Oops, I don't want to erase the Chinese. The Chinese is good. So there are many examples, ways that you could use the word exactly. The way that it is used here, it means the same as indeed. Okay, so what did you eat at McDonald's yesterday? Did you eat, and I guess, did you eat French fries? And you said, yes, that is exactly what I ate. What does that mean? It just means that is what I ate. That's all it means. it means that is what I ate. But when I say exactly, I'm saying that is to tell you the truth. That is in fact what I ate. It is an emphasis. It is a 强调. Okay, so that is indeed. Exactly. Indeed. Amen. That is indeed exactly what I ate. So here, it just means indeed, in fact, to tell the truth. Okay, good. Injured means to hurt. So if you are injured, that means you are hurt. Okay, so I can say like, he was injured, okay, in a car accident, let's say, and then you can talk about how he was injured. He hurt his leg, he broke his finger, so on and so forth. To be injured, we're using this in a passive 被动 voice. Okay, and last but not least, to set something on fire. Okay, this is illegal, don't do it. You can set something on fire, that's called arson, 纵火, right? Yes, to set something on fire. In this case, it is not arson because lightning did it. So lightning set his hair on fire. Set, and then whatever his, Roy's hair on fire. And of course, the passive voice, the 被动 voice, is his hair, Roy's hair, was set on fire by lightning. Okay, all right, that was 5 or 6 minutes over time. I didn't want to make it too long because I know that you guys don't like to watch long videos, and neither do I. So I'll see you soon. Thank you for watching.